It is truly my honor to introduce Ms. Vibha Bakshi, undergraduate class of 1993, and a master's degree recipient in 1996. So Vibha.
Thank you so much, everybody. I am still very much a struggling filmmaker. Just standing here is extremely personal to me because it was here 26 years ago that this school, Boston University School of Communications, gave me a craft and the confidence to dare to dream of changing the world. And this is way beyond anything that I could have believed for myself. Coming from a business family, a family of ship owners and builders, this certainly was not on my goals. In fact, being the daughter in a business family, it was expected that right after I graduated, I must be married. But something changed. Something fundamentally changed during my 4 years in Boston. And so, instead of going back to India and searching for the most eligible bachelor to get married to, I began to struggle to find solutions to the most burning issues. And really, this is how my journey began as a journalist, filmmaker, and an activist. And when I look at all of you, I say, as media professionals, as you embark on this remarkable journey, you are the eyes, the ears, and most importantly, the voice of the world. And you know what? It is this power that makes each one of you unstoppable. Unstoppable to take on an issue and magnify its impact. Unstoppable to be the voice of reason, caution, and conscience. And yes, unstoppable to unleash global movements. But remember, to do all this, you will require courage. Courage and conviction to stand your ground. And today, I am extremely humbled, privileged, and grateful to share my experience with you, my journey that went from a film to a movement. And you know what? As I see the crowds here, I have decided no cue cards, no sheets, no teleprompters. I just want to speak to you from my heart. Something very horrible happened in my country. It was December 2012. A young medical intern named Nirbhaya was brutally gang raped by 6 men in a moving bus. The rape turned even more horrific when they inserted a rusted rod inside her and brought it out with so much force that her intestines spilled out. Nirbhaya died after 12 days. Her genitals completely destroyed, her stomach hollowed out. She died of multiple organ failure. India made notorious headlines all over the world. While many called my country the rape capital of the world, I saw an angry nation come together for justice. There were hundreds and thousands of people on the street, choking the streets, demanding for action. There were men, there were women, there were senior citizens, and I stood there amongst this crowd as a very proud daughter of India, because I truly believe that there is no other country in the world that reacted to a gender crime the way India did. But, yes. But at the same time, I was thinking, how did we get to this point? And really, my film Daughters of Mother India was a cry of my conscience. And where was I to begin? I zeroed in on the police, because like anywhere in the world, the police is the front line of the justice system. But in certain societies, where there is a strong bias in favor of the man, it is this prejudice that makes justice for a gender crime very difficult. But the revolution kept brewing on the streets, and police was out of bounds for any journalist, forget a filmmaker. And I remembered then a line from the Bible, knock, and it shall be opened unto you. And that's exactly what I did. I knocked and knocked and knocked, and this is what each one of you will have to do till that door opens. I got to meet the police commissioner of the capital of India. The meeting lasted 2 minutes. All that I could tell the commissioner was, sir, please do not let this momentum stop. And he looked at me, and he looked at me for over a minute, and he said, I am a father of 2 daughters. And just like that, we had gained access to the police headquarters of the capital of India for the first time in the history of the police. That's when it sank that I now had unbelievable access. It's the access that we all wait for. I had the cops and everything in between, the good, the bad, the ugly. This was definitely going to be the story of the year. This was going to be the global story of the year. And this is when, as a filmmaker, as a journalist, we have to ask the questions. What do you do with this unbelievable access? What is your film going to do for the issue? What is it that you want your viewers to leave with? And that's when we had choices to make. Choices of, should we ignite and add more fuel to the raging fires of a burning country, or should we ignite hope for the future? Should we highlight on a broken country, or attempt to heal a nation? Should we leave the viewers with disgust or with hope? And we went with hope, because I truly believe without hope, there is no fight that can be won. And this fight against rape and gender violence is a fight that we cannot afford to lose. We were so proud that we had made a responsible films, because it is temptingly easy to sensationalize, but it is very hard to sensitize. And these are the choices that you will face, and you will need the courage to stand your ground. Once the film was complete, there were no takers for the film. I could not even get an agent to look at the film, because the agents were left wondering what I had done or not done with that unbelievable access. Where were the rapists? Where were the bad cops? Where were the screaming headlines? I had none. And this is when we, as media professionals, have to remain on course. But then there is a saying, when your intent and emotion is right, the universe conspires to make things happen. And yes, we were invited for our first screening at a gender justice conference. There were lawyers, activists, academia, and I requested the organizers to invite the police commissioner who had given us access. He was going to view the film for the first time. I was so petrified that I could not even sit through the screening. But later I heard we received our first standing ovation. And we knew we had done it right. The people who were relentlessly working on the grounds came up to us and said that the film amplified their voices and strengthened the movement. And that's when we said, we have done the right thing. Next came in the police. The director of the police academy called us to screen the film for the incoming police officers. Once the film was screened, the director told me, this is the first time that a journalist has not demonized the police. In fact, we had humanized the police. And the director told us that is the most powerful tool to bring about change. This is the only way the police was going to change their attitudes. The director called up 3 of the most powerful commissioners of police and asked for mandatory screenings across the police force. From one city to the next, from commissioner to commissioner. Before we knew it, we had screened for 150,000 police officers across the country to gender sensitize the force. And I believe that is the combined police strength of the top 10 cities of the United States of America. Again, this success has to be attributed to all the courageous people who took a stand. I am just the storyteller. And then came in the next wave, and that is the networks. That is where you all might be in that position. And it was here that the media executives took a decision to have unprecedented release of a very, very small film, keeping aside commercial considerations. The film got screened by the hour, every hour, for nearly a week, for a population of 1.3 billion people. One of India's biggest networks did a simulcast prime-time release in 9 languages. And those who dubbed in those 9 languages, nobody took any money. They felt they were now part of a movement. This film now is no longer ours. It belongs to the incredible people who made change happen. It belongs to 1.3 billion of my fellow citizens. What is success? Success is not just the awards and the recognition. Success to us is the fact that a very, very small film got embraced by the people and the police. After all, if both society and the police is not sensitized, then justice for a gender crime is not only going to be delayed, it shall be denied. And this is why I say, we have to work on this together. There are no thems versus us. We are in this together. And there are no heroes or villains. We all have to look inside us. And as you enter into the real world, there are many decisions that you may not be able to take, but there are many that you will be able to influence. And it is this that will make you and define you as to who you are. It's not going to be easy, and there are times when you will want to give up. I almost did. During the filming of Daughters of Mother India, we received a call in the police control and command room of a 5-year-old who had been gang raped. I went on the site with the police, and I saw a 5-year-old bloodied body lying on the ground. I could not even feel the ground beneath my feet. We rushed her to the hospital, and after the doctors examined her, they found candles and bottles inserted inside her. I remember calling up my husband and saying, I do not have either the strength or the courage to complete this story. Please, I want to come home. I want to come home to our little boys. And he said to me, you cannot unsee what you've seen. The only closure you will get is when you finish this film and a life is saved. I completed it. And today, I stand here with the unwavering conviction that each one of you can shape the narrative to what you would like it to be. And it is this conviction that makes each one of you sitting here unstoppable. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you. Because each one of you here gives us the strength to continue the fight. Look out for us as we unleash the next global movement. Thank you. Thank you, graduating class of 2018. Thank you to all the parents. Thank you to the families. We could not do it without you. Thank you, Boston University.